Hey everybody, welcome to our first workshop of the semester. Thanks for being here. I'm so excited to get started. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for being a mentor this upcoming semester. I made a whoopsie in this workshop. I actually came on an hour early, but we're going to be moving our workshop from here on out to essentially an hour earlier, so 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. So that's something that'll be new and official from here on out. But yeah, I'm so excited to have y'all here. I'm so excited to get started. I'm so excited to get the fall semester going, 2021. Really, really pumped. Thank y'all for being here. Our workshop is officially official. It's live on the website. Boom, awesome, looks good. Sweet. So we got a couple people in already. That's fantastic. Introduce yourself in the chat. I'll get the chat going. Cool. So my colleague Emily will be monitoring the chat area. So during this workshop, we're going to cover just some key things to just keep in mind for the mentor program this upcoming fall, things that are best practices, things that you should be thinking about while you're working with your students. All these things are great things that we're just going to cover during our workshop this evening. But we're going to get started in a little over 5 minutes. So you got time. We're a little early, but we're looking forward to getting going. So I'm going to talk about why you were paired with your student. I'll share with you a little bit of my background, how I got into this sort of work, 3 keys to being successful as a mentor, and just why being a mentor is important and things that you can think about while going through this mentor experience. This is such a fun and rewarding thing to be participating in. It's such a fun and rewarding thing to be doing. I really appreciate y'all giving back and taking the time to be a mentor this upcoming fall semester. The impact is super critical, and super grateful to have you here. Hey, Rebecca from Chicago, Illinois. Thanks for being here. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for introducing yourself. I know you're here early. We're going to get started in 5 minutes. Rebecca, what was the highlight of your month? I know maybe we don't have a highlight of the week, but what was something you did this past September that was really fun, that you really enjoyed? I love to learn about it. I love interacting and connecting with people that are in our workshop with us. So Rebecca, what was your highlight of September? What was something fun that you did? Post in the comment section. I'd love to learn about it. Cool. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. You know, something that I did that was fun this past September was I was fortunate enough to be asked to be a keynote speaker for the SHRM Annual Talent Conference. I'm really lucky, feel pretty blessed that I was asked to be a keynote, and they flew me out to Las Vegas. It was my very first in-person conference in a very long time, probably like 2 years, obviously, definitely since the beginning, before COVID. And yeah, I was lucky enough to be asked to be a speaker, and they flew me out and they treated me to some meals, and I was able to connect with some really incredible people, and it was really great. It was a really great opportunity, and that was probably one of the highlights of my September. Yeah, just had a really fun time, and I live in Austin, Texas, so I got to see a lot of live music. I'm new to Austin, Texas. I moved here during the pandemic, and so as things open up a little bit, I have been fortunate enough to be able to experience live music and just really a lot of what Austin has to offer. So those are obviously probably 2 of my bigger highlights of September. But hey, looks like we got some new people in the workshop this evening. Introduce yourself in the comment section and share something fun or something, the highlight of your September. Post in the comment section. I'd love to learn about it. So Rebecca, believe it or not, helping my parents do a garage sale in order to move them closer to me. That's amazing. That's awesome, Rebecca. Thanks for sharing that. That is fun. And that's so cool. I feel like I don't know. I love watching. I know this may sound silly, but I love watching those garage sale videos where people know the worth of something, but the people selling it have like no idea and they end up getting a super amazing deal. And I don't know. I just find it fascinating and how just these legacy items that you never really knew some people may consider junk is gold to somebody else. I think it's so cool. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. Did anybody, I wonder if anybody did a video for your parents' garage sale, Rebecca, and found any of the items to be like secret gold items or whatever. Like I saw a video one time where somebody had every playbill from Broadway since the 1920s, and this guy bought it for like $30. And each playbill ended up selling for like over 100. It was crazy. But I don't know. I think I find that to be fascinating. Maybe I'm just a weirdo. I don't know, but I just think that's really cool. Hey, Dr. Mark Wentling, thanks for being here. Montgomery, Alabama. Thanks for introducing yourself. What's something fun you did over this past month, Mark? Post it in the comment section. Oh, by the way, we're going to get started in right around 1 minute. But yeah, post, introduce yourself in the comment section, post something fun that you did this past month or even over the summer if you know you need to look further back from that. So speaking of living in Austin, I live in Austin, Texas, and it's got a ton of live music. I recently moved here from Indiana, and one of the things that I have loved is just being able to go to the live music. And I went to the Black Pumas concert at a place called Stubbs, which is an outdoor venue, and it was incredible. It was like my first concert that I've been to in so long, and it was a really great experience. So I don't know, I'm loving Austin so far for the music and the food. It's just it's a good experience. So I don't know, that's my bid for why I think Austin is amazing and pretty cool. We're gonna get started in like 30 seconds and I'll overview everything in just a moment. But thanks for being here. Thanks for being a mentor. Oh, and it is officially time. It's 7 o'clock in Austin. It's 8 o'clock on the East Coast. It is 5 o'clock on the West Coast and 6 o'clock in Colorado, and everybody else in Mountain Time. So everybody, thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a mentor. I'm so excited to be working with you this fall semester. Please introduce yourself in the comment section. Hey, Janice. Nice to meet you. Share with me something interesting you did this past month or this past summer. I'd love to learn more about you and what you've done that's fun. Post in the comment section. So what we're going to cover today is we're going to cover background on me, kind of why you're in this and the science behind everything and how we got into all this work in the first place. We're going to cover the 3 keys to being successful as a mentor. We're going to talk about why being a mentor is important. We're going to talk about why you were paired with your student, and we're going to prepare you for essentially meeting with your student and what we do to prepare students for meeting with you. And just ultimately lay out what to expect from the mentor relationship. That's what we're going to cover here today. So excited to get started. So our vision is, by the way, at Ambition Emotion, we really care about people. We really care about work. We really care about creating incredible environments. So our vision is a world where the vast majority of people, not some people, but the vast majority of people are excited to go to work. When they are there, their expectations meet reality. And when they come home, they feel fulfilled. Everything we do works towards this outcome. So speaking of everything that we do, beyond just our higher ed mentor programs, we also have mentor programs in the corporate setting. So if you're thinking to yourself, man, it would be really cool to have a mentor program within my company, we do that. Reach out to us, reach out to Emily at support@ambitioninmotion.com. We love to chat with you. We also have executive mastermind groups where essentially if you're a senior level leader, if you're a director or a vice president, you've got direct reports and you're thinking to yourself, I would love to have a group of people who can relate to me and what I'm doing in terms of a people leader. We've got our executive mastermind groups, which I think you might find really fascinating. Because it's a great way to connect with other leaders to gain objectivity and improve your performance. And then the last thing that we do is we have this insights tool where essentially we leverage employee feedback to improve manager performance. So if you've got direct reports and you're thinking to yourself, I would love to have a pulse on how they're feeling at work and be able to communicate with them better and just ultimately, I'd love to have better performance reviews with my team. This tool is awesome. It's very cool. It's very intuitive. It's a really great way to get a better understanding of your team and your people. If you're interested in chatting with me or us about any of that stuff, just reach out to Emily at support@ambitioninmotion.com. She's your main point of contact for this program. But I wanted just to let you know about that. The other opportunity to engage with us. So if let's say hypothetically you're not paired with a student this semester, which by the way, that definitely happens. We had a great great showing of mentors this semester. So you may not have been paired with the student quite yet. We know that there are some reshuffling typically within the first month of the mentor program started. So, bear in mind, stay tuned if God forbid you're not paired with the student. But one other way that you can give back your knowledge is through our mentor blog. So we actually have a blog that we showcase guests on it. And if you have a topic that you love to write about and share with students, or just any other professional about what they can do to prepare for their life, whether that be within their career or after college, or just things to be thinking about as they navigate their professional trajectory, we would love to learn your perspective. Just let us know that you're interested in writing a blog, and then we'll send you the context and what you need to do to send it. It's really simple. You just, on a Word doc or even on a Google Doc, just send us what you've written. We'll post it on our website, and it'll be our ability to feature you and your insights. So let's dive in. So you might be thinking to yourself, who is this guy, Garrett? What is he doing here? Why is he qualified to be running this mentor program? Where does his background, where does he come from? You might be thinking that. So I'll give you a little bit of context on me. Background on me, I am passionate about mentoring because I needed mentors in my life. I'm also a big fan of vulnerability, so I'll be vulnerable with you. I needed mentors in my life because from age 15 to age 19, I was a drug dealer. And at the end of my freshman year at Indiana University, I got arrested. I received 5 felony distribution charges. I was expelled from school. I was facing prison time. I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. But fortunately, I had some people in my life who saw something in me that I didn't quite see in myself. And essentially, they were mentors to me. They gave me guidance. They gave me help. They gave me support. And ultimately, I wanted to do things for other young men and women who are in similar positions as me. So I started connecting young men and women that were in similar shoes as me with business leaders for mentorship. And eventually that expanded into mentorship within higher ed, connecting college students with alumni for mentoring relationships. And fortunately, I've been blessed to be able to facilitate thousands of mentoring relationships on a little over 300 campuses. And it's been really incredible being able to do this work and be able to help connect people with other amazing people to help them move themselves forward and just have somebody that they can chat with and talk to. And it's really powerful. And just, quick statistic here. We know that students who have a mentor while they're going through college are 3 times more likely to thrive in their careers than students who do not. So just by the mere fact that you're here willing to be a mentor for these students has a massive impact on their lives, regardless of whether or not they thank you or appreciate you, or whether or not they consciously tell you that you've made a big impact on their life. I'm here to tell you that the research is in. Gallup did research on this, and they found that students who had a mentor while in college were nearly 3 times more likely to thrive in their life and in their careers. So just by being here, by being a mentor, you are doing incredible work. And I am so grateful and so appreciative that you'd be willing to do that. Anyways, to my story, one of the things we did from facilitating thousands of mentoring relationships was we studied the science behind why essentially 2 people get along with each other in a mentor relationship. The first thing that we found that was really critical was in the relationships that were the most successful in a mentorship were ones where even the mentor, the quote unquote alumni, the person who was in this senior position, was open to learning from their student. That's so powerful. So if you're joining this mentor program, I don't care how many years of experience you've got. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what your title is. If you can come into this relationship with an open mind that you can learn from your student just as much as your student can learn from you, you are much more likely to have an impactful, powerful, and long-lasting relationship with the student than if you come in just thinking, hey, I'm just here to give. If you're thinking I'm here to give and I'm here to learn, that is much more likely to increase the longevity and the quality and productivity of that relationship. So what's really critical is when you come in, you're inquisitive, you're eager to learn, and you're eager to learn what your student has to share just as much as your student has to learn from you. The other thing that we learned was that how you view your work matters. So some people view their work as a job. Some people view their work as a career. Some people view their work as a calling. If you logged into your dashboard, you can see your work orientation. It's fluid. It looks like a triangle, and there's a little dot on that triangle that essentially places you where you're at. By the way, if you've seen that triangle, post in the comment section, what is your work orientation? Are you job oriented? Are you career oriented? Are you calling oriented? Are you somewhere in between? I'd love to learn about it. Post in the comment section. But essentially what we learned is that when two people's work orientations are aligned at any one given moment in time, the likelihood that relationship lasts for 6 months and is productive and quality is 4 times greater than if it's just based on what you do. So we're super nerdy about this. We're super fascinated and curious as to why people get along within a mentor relationship. And what we find is that work orientation is so powerful. So more likely than not, the student that you've been paired with also has a very similar work orientation as you. It may not be the exact same, but more likely than not, it's a very similar work orientation. And we know that if it's an alignment, you're going to have a great relationship, as long as you're curious and open to learning from your student just as much as they're learning from you. So I'll take a moment to pause to see if y'all have any questions. Post in the comment section. Oh, sweet. We got more people here. Mark, you got your service dog to actually do something that you said. I can so relate to that. I just rescued a puppy, and yeah, it is insane how much training it takes to get a dog to do something. But we're learning. Definitely going through the positive reinforcement, which means my dog gets a lot of treats. But it's a fun learning lesson to do that. But very cool. Thanks for sharing that. Hey, Addie and McKenna Reed, thanks for, Sean, really more like Sean Reed here. Thanks for commenting and sharing that you're here. Not much this year. That's okay. There's got to be something fun that you did, Sean. I'd love to learn about it. Janice, your summer vacation. You spent a month in West Africa, 10 days in Nigeria and 3 weeks in Cameroon. That's amazing. That's incredible. Good for you for doing international travels. I am so excited to do international travel and get out there and do more just travel in general, but good for you for getting out there and doing it. Very cool. Serena, hello from Trumbull County, Ohio. Thanks for introducing yourself, Serena. Post in the comment section something fun you did over the past summer. Janice, you're career and calling oriented. Very cool. Serena, you are career and calling oriented. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing your work orientations. By the way, if you've got any questions about any of that stuff, post in the comment section. I'm happy to answer them. If you don't feel comfortable posting them in the comment section, you can always email my colleague Emily at support@ambition-in-motion.com. But I'm going to continue on with the next steps of the workshop. So the 3 keys of being successful as a mentor. There are 3 key keys. Beyond just coming in with an inquisitive mind and being open to learning from your student and having an aligned work orientation with your student, the 3 keys to being successful as a mentor are this. 1, what is your strategy? 2, what is your story? 3, what is your state? So I'll go through them in reverse order, essentially in order of importance. So state is the physical state that you have. Like physically, how do you feel? Are you at like the end of a long Thursday and you're feeling all groggy and tired and stressed out? By the way, that's normal. That's okay. We all feel tired, groggy, and stressed out at times. But when it comes to your mentor conversations, you got to come in with that peak state. You got to get yourself going. I don't care what kind of rough day you had. I don't care what crazy stuff is going on in your world and in your life. If you come in all groggy and stressed out or tired or anxious or just come in with a negative body language or vibe, even if it's over the phone, your student's going to figure that out. Your student's going to pick that up, and it's not going to be conducive to building a strong mentor relationship. So you might think to yourself, Garrett, I'm not like a robot. I can't just turn my body on like a light switch to get myself into a peak state. And I'm here to actually tell you can. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to do that through an exercise. So I'm actually going to show you how you can get yourself, your body physically into a peak state, at least for a temporary period of time, to just be excited and engaged to meet with your student. And that exercise goes like this. Essentially, for the next 30 seconds, what I want you to do is I want you to stand up and I want you to shake it out. I want you to shimmy it loose. I want you to give it a shimmy, get that shoulder going, get that neck going, lay it out, stand it up, get up, shake it out, kick it out with your legs, get it going, shake it out. I want you to scream at the top of your lungs. On the count of 3, scream. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Just let it out, let it loose, let it go. Woo! So I don't know how you were feeling before we just did that exercise for 30 seconds, but I can promise you, well, I don't know if I can promise you, but I would highly imagine that you are in a much higher state than you were before. And essentially what we're doing is by getting our blood flowing, by getting our blood moving, by dancing around, shaking it out, screaming at the top of our lungs, what we are doing is we are essentially releasing blood in our brains, getting our endorphins going. And what it's doing is it's making us feel more excited. We're telling our brain, hey, we need to wake our body up. We need to get going. We need to pound our chest. We need to get excited for the day or excited for our mentor conversation. And that's one way to do it. So one thing that you can do if you're ever feeling stressed out, tired, angry, jealous, mad, sad, depressed, whatever, one thing you can do to get yourself up for your mentor conversations with your student is just to dance it out, yell it out, scream it out, go crazy a little bit. And yeah, you're going to get your blood flowing. You're going to make yourself feel a whole lot better. The second key thing is your story. So what is the story that you tell yourself? Why will you be successful as a mentor? Or why won't you be successful as a mentor? I mean, whatever story you tell yourself is what you're going to manifest, plain and simple. If you tell yourself, hey, I'm not that great of a mentor, you're not going to turn around one day and all of a sudden become an incredible mentor. It is something that you got to believe in. You got to believe in yourself. So I'd love to ask, post in the comment section, why do you think you are going to be a great mentor? Post in the comment section. I love to learn about it. This is not about bragging. This is not about, essentially showing people why you're incredible. It's just to show us that you believe in yourself, that you believe you could make an impact. I love to learn about it. Post in the comment section. But essentially, your story is so critical. If we tell ourselves, man, I can't be successful in this, or I can't be successful in that, well, you're right. You are going to manifest whatever outcome you tell yourself, positive or negative. If you believe that you can be an incredible mentor, more likely than not, you're going to be an incredible mentor because you're setting yourself at a standard that you want to live up to. If you tell yourself, hey, I'm not going to be a great mentor, same thing. You're probably going to have a lower bar, a lower threshold for success. So what I really want to stress to you is, what is the story that you tell yourself? Why will you be successful as a mentor? Post in the comment section. I'd love to learn about that. The third key is, what is your strategy? What are the strategies that you are going to leverage to become a good mentor? Like I said, you may not necessarily have all the experience in the world of being a mentor, but what you can do is you can practice. You can go out and practice asking great questions. You can come up before a mentor meeting and think about questions you'd like to ask your student in advance, so then you can get greater clarity as to what he or she is working towards. There are things that you can do to get your relationship off to a really positive start. If you come in empty-handed, it's very difficult to be successful. But if you come in prepared, if you come in with an idea of what you like to ask, and by the way, in our dashboard, we provide mentor meeting agendas where we've got suggested questions, topics, and conversation points to discuss. So it's not like you're starting from scratch. We've got a baseline template for you to start with. And you don't need to follow that agenda. If you want to go ahead and talk about any other topic, you're more than welcome to, but at least come in prepared. The strategy is, what are the strategies you are willing to apply to be successful as a mentor? Because, we know that first impressions are a lot, and your student might be going through something tough. And so even though you got yourself into peak state, maybe they struggle to get themselves into peak state for that first mentor meeting. What can you do to try to re-engage them and reignite them? So then by your second conversation, they're really amped up and excited, and they're feeling like they're getting a lot from this relationship. So what are the strategies that you can use? And by the way, the beauty of these workshops is that we've got an open community forum, so we can share with each other our struggles, our wins, our learning lessons, the things that have gone great, and the things that maybe didn't go so great. What did we learn from that? And how can we provide guidance to other mentors as they're working with their students? So this forum, this community, these workshops are a great way to learn that and go through that. So those are the 3 keys to being successful as a mentor. Let's talk about why being a mentor is important. College students who have mentors through their organization show greater levels of positive emotional feelings towards their organization as alumni. Essentially, by being a member of your fraternity, of your honor society, of your organization, of your university, students are much more likely to feel connected to that university, to that organization, to that fraternity, after they graduate, because they had a mentor that was there for them, that cared about them, that guided them. College students who have mentors are 32% more likely to be engaged in their work compared to students who don't have mentors. This came from the Gallup-Purdue Great Jobs, Great Lives report. It's crazy how impactful having a mentor can be. So just by being a mentor, you are having a huge impact on the students you're working with and serving. And then outside of the impact to students, being a mentor is extremely rewarding in the sense that it can teach you new things and provide you somebody in which you can bounce things off of. It's a great learning lesson. Like I said before, if you can come in with the mentality that you can learn from your student, you are so much more likely to build a really strong bond with that student over time and just find it to be both productive and quality. So I'll take a moment to pause, see if you all have any questions. Oh, Rebecca, thanks for sharing your work orientation. Serena, oh, nice. You were in Las Vegas for 5 days to see the Raider Stadium. Very cool. Sean, experience. You've done it for 15 years. Amazing. I love that. Mark, you've been doing it for a long time. That's great. And the critical part is that you're also open to learning from your student too. I think that's something that I really want to stress and emphasize. I've changed so much for the better since I started my career journey. Many humbling lessons. I want to help someone else avoid the mistakes I've made and lift them up. Amazing. I love that mentality, Rebecca. That's so cool. Let's move on to the next part. So how are we preparing students to meet with you? So just like this workshop, we have workshops for students as well. They're pre-recorded and they're with guest speakers. By the way, if you'd like to watch those workshops, we've got some really great guest speakers. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel. They go out on the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the week. We have 4 of them over the course of the semester. We've got one on the topic of how to get your foot in the door for professional opportunities. Second one on how to network in a genuine way. A third one on how to prepare for the interview. And then a fourth one on what to do to prepare for that first job or internship. That's on the student side. We also have an alumni mentee program where for people that are in their professional careers that also want to get a mentor, we've got workshops on how to transition into management. We've got workshops on when is the right time to pursue additional education. We've got another workshop on when is the right time to switch jobs. And then we've got another workshop on how to handle conflict within the workplace. So if you want to watch any of them, we've got great guest speakers throughout the semester. You are more than welcome. Just subscribe to our channel. We feature them throughout the semester. Yeah, you're happy. We're more than welcome to view them and see what the students get to see. And these workshops, like I said, can be found on our YouTube channel. We teach students skills like how to get their foot in the door, just cover that. The goal of teaching these skills to the students is that we equip them to make progress professionally so then they have options and pathways to their desired careers outside of solely relying on you. Ultimately, the idea is that by pairing the workshops with your guidance, we can really help put students in a really powerful position to succeed and thrive in their lives and in their careers. It's a lot easier to mentor somebody when you are guiding them as opposed to putting all their eggs into your basket with their internship search. So what they're doing is they're learning about LinkedIn. They're learning about how to reach out to people. They're learning about how to connect with people. They're learning about what other professionals have done to connect with people. It's really great. It's a great complement to your mentor guidance as you work with your students over the course of the semester. So what to expect from the mentor relationship? We've just facilitated an email introduction between you and your student, and you should hopefully have your first conversation by October 10th. That's something that we really strive for. Try to get your first conversation done within the next week or two. If it has to go through this to the second or third week of October, that's totally fine. But really start taking a proactive step towards having your first conversation with your student. You can expect your student to have varying degrees of progress towards, their career goals. So some students, they might be freshmen. They might be like, hey, I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I don't really know what I want to do. You might have some students that think, hey, I know everything I want to do with my life, but really they need some life lessons to figure out. Maybe they don't know what they want to do. Or you got some students that are like, hey, I've got an internship, I got a job, but I want to continue to expand my network and know what other people are doing. That's great. There are many stages that your student or the person you're working with might be in. And what's critical is that you've got an open mind and you're willing to help them as they work through their career path and their outcomes. They are not expecting you to have all the answer for them. I think that's really critical. So you are not there to answer all of their questions. In fact, more likely than not, the best mentors are the ones that ask questions, that ask great questions. So really what I would strongly encourage you to do is come in prepared with questions you like to ask your student, so then you can better understand them. And as they're talking, think about what they're saying and ask them questions to dig deeper. So don't just follow the set of questions you've already preset, but also ask them questions based on what you're learning from them. So we'll be running workshops throughout the semester to teach skills, provide tips, and give insight on how you can improve your relationship with your student and answer any questions you may have. These mentor workshop dates are listed on the mentor guidebook. But if you've got any questions, you can always reach out to Emily at support@ambitioninmotion.com. If you can't attend a live session, they're all recorded. So if you're not able to be here now, or if you want to rewatch something that I said or discussed or mentioned, you can rewatch this recording. It's on it's on our YouTube channel. You can see it all there. Yeah, and that's it. Ultimately, this program is meant to be able to provide you with opportunities to learn from your student, to give back to a student that needs your guidance and help. And ultimately, it's to have a really great impact. And I'm so grateful that you're here for the students. So I'll take a moment to answer any final questions. Those are all the really key things that I wanted to cover in our first workshop this evening. I'll cover any final steps in just a moment, but if y'all have any questions, please post them in the comment section. Awesome. Doesn't look like we have any questions, any new questions so far. So final things, just housekeeping stuff that I mentioned at the very beginning. We've got the mentor blog. So if you are a mentor that's either you're paired with your student or maybe you're not paired with the student and you'd like to give back and share your wisdom with our audience, write us a blog, put it in a Word document or a Google document, send it to Emily at support@ambition-in-motion.com. We will feature it on our website. We love to share your insight and wisdom with our audience. If you've not been paired with a student yet, there very well may be a chance that we'll pair you with the student. We know that there is some shuffling that happens within the first month of the program. So just, be ready. And we really appreciate the fact that you've signed up and are willing to take the time to be a mentor. And then the final thing is outside of our higher ed mentor program. I mentioned this at the beginning. We've got 3 core things that we do outside of this. We've got our corporate mentor program. So if you're a professional and you think to yourself, man, I would love to have a mentor program within my company, maybe because we're succession planning, or we like to break down silos across teams because we're working remotely, or for whatever reason, we have that. We've got that, and we'd love to work with you. Just reach out to Emily, and we'd be happy to set that up. The other thing that we have is if you are in a senior level role within your organization, let's say you're a director or a vice president or in the C-suite, we have our executive mastermind groups where essentially we connect senior level leaders with other senior level leaders to gain objectivity and improve their performance. It's a great way to learn about what other people are doing so then they can work through some of the challenges that they're working through. Because I know sometimes at the highest level of an organization, it can be difficult to relate and it can be difficult to know who you can share with. This is a great opportunity to do that. If you're interested in that, like I said, reach out to Emily. We'd be happy to chat with you and learn more about your circumstance and share with you more about that program. And then the last thing we have is our AIM Insights tool, which essentially is a really cool tool. It helps leaders get a pulse on their people and have a better understanding of how they're feeling at work, and then help them with their one-on-ones with their people. Essentially what it does is it really helps replace performance reviews and just puts them on a much higher level. It's a great tool. If you're interested in learning about any of the things that we're doing outside of our higher ed mentor program, please don't hesitate to reach out. We love to chat with leaders and professionals about these tools and these things that we do. Emily's email is support@ambition-in-motion.com. She's the person that you can reach out to for that. But ultimately, this has been awesome. This has been so great. I've been so grateful to get to know you all. Just bear in mind, your impact is so critical. Just being a mentor is so powerful. And by the way, I apologize that my lighting is a little bit dark. I'm doing this like as the sun is going down. Our workshop next week is going to be at an hour earlier. So it's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 on the West Coast, where I'll have much better lighting. So apologies for my lighting getting progressively worse as the evening's gone on. But thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being a mentor. I'm so excited to get started. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Please do not hesitate to reach out as you start your mentor relationships. But thanks for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. See you, everybody.